So I don't dollar cost average my Roth IRA and just put everything into my index fund on the very first trading day of every calendar year. And I'm going to explain to you why. You also have questions like, should you use dollar cost averaging to spread your investments over time, or should you just invest everything at once like I do? And some people will tell you that spreading your money out over several months is the only way to go because it reduces your emotional regret if the market takes a sudden dive like it did in March when the conflict between the US and Iran broke out, right? And on the other side, you have the other group of people who swear that lump sum investing wins most of the time simply because your dollars get more face time with the market. So who's right? In this video, let me show you why I do not dollar cost average my Roth IRA, but let me explain why I still dollar cost average my 401k, HSA, and brokerage account. And I'm also going to show you the real numbers of what actually happened when I chose to lump sum invest my entire Roth IRA contribution every single January from 2016 through 2026 versus dollar cost averaging. And these are not fake hypothetical scenarios made up on a spreadsheet to look good on your screen. This is my actual real life Roth IRA strategy using my real contributions and real market performances over more than a decade. And if you want to see the background on this, check out the separate video I put together on what happened to my Roth IRA after 10 years of maxing it out. And I'll put the link in the description below. But before you log into your investment account and blindly just copy what I do, I want you to understand why this strategy works for me and why it might not for you or someone else. So since 2016, my Roth IRA has been the only investment account in which I have consistently used a lump sum investment strategy. And every single year, without fail, I fully fund the account and buy into the S&P 500 index fund on the very first trading day of the year. And since the stock market is always closed on January 1st for the holiday, that means my cash goes to work on January 2nd or whatever the first Monday happens to be when the stock market opens. But I did not just wake up one day and decide to start doing this out of the blue. I started this tradition right after paying off more than $110,000 in total consumer debt on December 21st, 2015. And that's what happens when you shake off those high interest chains. You finally have breathing room in your monthly household budget to prioritize building long-term wealth. But let me be clear, I do not lump sum every single dollar that leaves my bank account. And I'm a big believer in using different tools for different jobs, right? And in fact, I already use dollar cost averaging for my 401k through automatic payroll deductions. I also use dollar cost averaging for my health savings account because those contributions are structured to come straight out of my payroll setup. And on top of that, I dollar cost average into my regular taxable brokerage account throughout the entire calendar year. But with Roth IRA, this is the one account where I choose to step away from the crowd and do something different. And one of the reasons I feel comfortable dropping my entire Roth IRA contribution into the stock market is because I have no plans whatsoever of touching this fund anytime soon. And I can say the exact same thing about my 401k, but I still recommend that you dollar cost average your 401k, your TSP, or your 403b throughout the year. Why? Because if you rush to max out a workplace retirement account too fast, you could lose your employer match for the remaining months of the year. And that would be a costly mistake, right? Since most corporate matching program requires you to contribute every single pay period to get that free money. With a Roth IRA, you don't have a boss dangling a matching contribution over your head, right? You're totally on your own. And plus, the reason I choose a dollar cost average into my regular taxable brokerage account is that there's always a chance I might need to tap into some of that capital for a short-term goal. And unlike my Roth IRA, which I intend to leave completely untouched for at least another 20 years, a taxable brokerage account is flexible and it can be used for intermediate goals that pop up along the way, like buying a property or funding a venture. And by dollar cost averaging that account throughout the year, I can better maintain my tax situation. And if I'm forced to liquidate assets within a 12-month window, any gains I realize are hit with short-term capital gains tax rates, which are taxed as ordinary income tax up to 37%. But if I spread those investments out, it helps smooth out my average cost basis over time while keeping my options open. Now, let's look at my timeline here. I'm about to turn 40 this year. And looking at the time horizon, I'm staring down another 20 years before I plan to touch a single dollar of the Roth earnings sitting inside this tax-free account. And it's a long way to go. But I'm definitely not using this specific money to fund a down payment on a house. And I'm not using it as a secondary emergency fund. And I'm not even planning to spend a single dime of it if I decide to transition into an early retirement phase. After all, this bucket of money is built to do just one job, and that's to sit in the dark and compound like crazy. And having that kind of multi-decade time horizon changes your psychological relationship with volatility. And in fact, it changes the way I react to stock market declines. And I don't lose any sleep if the stock market drops 10, 20, or even 30%. And that's not just blind faith talking either. History has proven time and time again that the stock market eventually recovers and finds new highs. When you have decades stretched out in front of you before you ever need to sell a share, short-term drops are just the standard price of admission for long-term growth. And this is exactly what's missing from the classic lump sum versus dollar cost averaging debate, right? If I knew I was going to need this cash to pay bills or buy a car within the next 1 to 5 years, I would never dream of lump sum investing it into stocks. But if I'm completely certain that I will not touch it for another 20 years, then a temporary dip in the market does not carry any weight. And by the way, if you're looking for a one-on-one guidance tailored to your retirement goals, you can apply for the private client program through the link in the description below and in the pinned comment. It costs you absolutely nothing to click on that link. So anyway, what exactly is dollar cost averaging? It simply means taking a set amount of cash and breaking it down into smaller equal chunks invested over a long period of time. For example, let's say if we look at an annual Roth IRA contribution limit of $7,500, you could choose to invest roughly $625 every single month instead of writing one large check at the start of the year. The primary benefit here is almost entirely psychological, and you protect yourself from the regret of investing your entire nest egg right before the market drops off a cliff. But the downside is that a large portion of your cash is forced to sit on the sidelines, earning nothing in a cash account rather than participating in market growth. As for lump sum investing, it means you take 100% of your available investment capital and put it to work the exact moment it hits your account. So for my personal Roth IRA, that means funding my Roth IRA and investing every single dollar of the $7,500 on the very first day the market opens in January up to the maximum Roth IRA contribution limit, right? And why do I lean into this? Because historical data shows us that the stock market spends more time going up rather than going down. The longer my cash stays on the field, the more time it has to build momentum and compound, right? But does this aggressive strategy work out perfectly every single calendar year? Absolutely not. Believe me, I have personally experienced the discomfort of watching it backfire in real time. And this happened in January 2016, and I executed my lump sum strategy for the very first time. And within a few short weeks, the market just decided to take a sharp dive, which left me questioning if I had made a terrible mistake. And 2 years later, I dropped my full contribution on day one, only to watch the market enter a brutal sell-off later that year. Then in January 2020, I dumped my cash right before the world ran into the fastest, most aggressive bear market in human history during the onset of the COVID pandemic. And by January 2022, I put my money in right before one of the worst market performances for both stocks and bonds that we have seen in modern history, right? And finally, in January 2025, I lump sum invested right before the entire market experienced a sharp correction following the Liberation Day tariff announcements. What happened in 2026? The conflict between the US and Iran broke out, and that tanked the market when the oil prices went up. And guess what happened after that? The quickest stock market recovery in a single month happened. And every single one of those moments felt incredibly uncomfortable, right? And there were plenty of mornings when I looked at my balance and wondered if spreading the money out month by month would have been the smarter, safer move. But I chose to stay invested. I did not panic, and I did not sell my shares to sit in cash. I simply kept my head down and stuck to the long-term plan. Now, what would have actually happened if I had chosen to dollar cost average my contributions instead? So using my real documented Roth IRA contributions from 2016 through 2025, we're going to look at a direct head-to-head comparison of two distinct strategies. Strategy number one is what I actually did, investing the entire annual amount on day one. And strategy number two assumes I broke that exact same annual contribution into 12 equal parts and invested them on the first trading day of every single month throughout the year. At the end of 2016, my lump sum strategy was ahead by about $559. And let's be honest, that's not really life-changing money as far as my retirement goes, right? And if you told me back then that throwing all of my cash in at once would only beat monthly investing by a few $100, then I probably would not have cared as much. But then 2017 wrapped up and that gap grew to about $1,200. And when 2018 came around, we hit a pretty rough market correction, but the lump sum approach stayed in the lead by just over $1,000. And by the end of 2019, the difference widened to about $2,000. And that was the moment I started to notice that giving my money more time in the market was actually working. Then came 2020. We watched the fastest bear market hit in history during the pandemic. The world shut down, the market circuit breakers were flipping on, and plenty of people throughout the financial system was completely falling apart. Yet, even with all of that chaos going on, the lump sum strategy finished the year ahead by roughly $2,300. The following year, 2021, became incredibly strong and the gap stretched out to more than $4,000. Then 2022 came and just smacked us in the face, right? And inflation went crazy. The Federal Reserve started jacking up interest rates and both stocks and bonds had one of the worst years in decades. But guess what? Even after the brutal year, the lump sum strategy kept an advantage of nearly $2,800. And the market eventually did what it has done countless times before. And it bounced back in 2023 and the lead expanded right back to almost $4,000. By the end of 2024, lump sum investing was winning by nearly $6,000. And finally, by the end of 2025, after 10 full years of consistently maxing out my Roth IRA on day one, the total difference between the two tracks grew to approximately $7,300. Now, the lesson here is that lump sum investing does not destroy dollar cost averaging. When you look at the grand scheme of things, we're talking about a difference of roughly $7,300 on a total portfolio that grew to nearly $140,000. That's more like a nice little bonus than a life-altering financial miracle, right? At the end of the day, both of these strategies did a fantastic job simply because the money got off the sidelines and into the market. The lump sum route came out slightly ahead because more cash was on the field earlier and remained invested longer. And on the other hand, dollar cost averaging still built a serious amount of wealth while keeping your blood pressure low whenever the market decided to take a sudden dip. And honestly, that's the reason I chose to lump sum my Roth IRA. And again, I'm not here to convince you to do the same thing as I do. And I'm not telling you to lump sum your Roth IRA whatsoever. The annual contribution is a relatively small percentage of my total investable assets. And I'm not planning to touch a single penny of this money for another 20 years. But at the same time, I still dollar cost average into my 401k, my HSA, and my regular brokerage account because these buckets serve completely different purposes in my broad financial plan. And if there's one key takeaway I want you to remember from this conversation, it's this. The best investing strategy is not the one that happens to make an extra $7,300 over 10 years. The best strategy is the one that keeps you comfortably invested long enough to let compounding do its job. But here's why not everyone should copy me. People read a study or watch a video showing that lump sum investing historically beats dollar cost averaging a majority of the time. And they instantly assume they should do it. And I completely disagree with that logic. And investing is never just a cold math problem solved on a chalkboard. And it's an intense behavioral test, right? And if taking your entire annual Roth IRA contribution for $7,500 or $8,600 and just throw it into the market all at once causes you so much anxiety that you know you're going to panic sell everything during the very next market dip, then dollar cost averaging is 100% the better strategy for you. The ideal investment plan is the one that you can actually stick with when the world looks like it's ending. Now, over the years, people ask me how I decide whether to deploy money as a lump sum or spread it out using dollar cost averaging. To make things simple, I built a very straightforward behavioral framework that I use for my own money. First, if the total amount of cash I'm looking to invest represents less than 10% of my overall investable assets, I just invest it immediately. And second, if that chunk of cash represents anywhere from 10 to 15% of my total investable wealth, I'm going to spread those buys out over a reasonable 6 to 12 month window. And third, if the cash represents 50% or more of my entire nest egg, I'm absolutely going to break it up and invest it over a full 12-month period. So why do I break it down this way? Because the larger an investment is relative to your total net worth, the higher the emotional stakes become if the market decides to just take a dump right after you buy in, right? And this simple framework lets me balance the cold mathematics of the market with human behavior. And for my personal portfolio, a single annual Roth IRA contribution is a very small percentage of my total wealth, which is why I'm completely at peace letting it just ride all at once every first month of the year. And I'm not bragging by any means whatsoever, but you'll see what I mean when you've been maxing out your retirement accounts for the last 10 to 11 years. At the end of the day, the real lesson from my 10-year journey is not that lump sum investing reigns supreme. The real reason here is pure consistency. I did not stop buying shares when COVID hit. I did not pause my contributions during the ugly drop in 2018 when the Federal Reserve just raised interest rates out of nowhere. And I did not freeze up when 2022 was wrecking my portfolio by 20 to 30%. And I did not look for an exit when the Liberation Day tariff news just shook things up in 2025. I just kept buying. Too many investors spend their lives trying to find the perfect entry point into the market. But I don't care about perfection. I just focus on staying exposed to the market because over a long period of time, consistency will beat perfection every single time. So do I regret lump sum investing my Roth IRA every single January? Absolutely not. Would I recommend that for every single person watching this video go out and do the exact same thing? Also no. And I execute this lump sum strategy with my Roth IRA because it perfectly aligns with my current financial situation, my personal risk tolerance, the actual size of the contribution relative to my total wealth, and the fact that I'm not touching this money for another 20 years, right? And at the same time, I am fully committed to dollar cost averaging into my 401k, my HSA, and my taxable brokerage account month after month. You do not have to pick one single strategy and tie yourself to it for the rest of your life. You can use both approaches depending on the specific account that you're funding, the amount of cash on the table, your personal time horizon, and whatever lets you sleep comfortably at night. Now, I want to hear where you stand on this. Drop a comment down below and let me know if you're team lump sum or team dollar cost averaging, or maybe both. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And again, if you found this video valuable and want my direct one-on-one help, check out the link in the description below or in the pinned comment to apply for the private client program. And this has been another piece of a video, and I hope you got a lot out of it.